It would have been more brilliant if you had just opposed your decision and made it appropriate. You should have been saying, if Atiku Abubakar had shelved his political ambition, and this is exactly why I'm saying this, he has contested for 6 times. Will he continue contesting forever? 2, he's above 70 years. The remaining part of his life is by the act of grace. 3, it is a time of the South by their own constitution.
Analyzing PDP's role as an opposition, a stomach infrastructure party. Hello everyone, welcome back to Think Tank TV. Today we delve into a thought-provoking statement made by Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, the former spokesperson of the Labour Party presidential candidate in Nigeria, Mr. Peter Obi, regarding the PDP party in Nigeria. He argues that the PDP is not qualified to be a robust opposition due to its association with what he calls stomach infrastructure. Let's explore the perspective in today's video. To begin, let's clarify what Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo means by stomach infrastructure. This term refers to a provision of immediate, tangible benefits to themselves and their electorate, often in form of food, money, and other essentials. Mr. Okonkwo suggests that the PDP has been more focused on these short-term gains rather than fostering meaningful opposition. Before we comment, it's essential to provide a brief historical context of the PDP's role in Nigerian politics. Recall they used to be the ruling party in Nigeria and held power for over 16 years. Now, taking a swipe at the PDP as a political party, the question is, has there been any recent actions and strategies they have portrayed effectively challenge the ruling APC other than criticizing the government's move they think was not good enough, without laying out what their own strategies would have been? Anyway, let's hear from Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo as he dismantles their flaws for everyone to see.
Let's start off with one of the biggest stories out there, which is this coalition opposition party type thing. We're not quite sure how it's supposed to work out, but we did hear Mr. Patutomi, break it down for us, explain it in theory as to how this is supposed to work. But there are so many questions. Is it going to be a political party? What's it going to be called? Who's going to shelve whose ambition for the other? Your principal is a member of this coalition. When you found out about this, what were your thoughts? And what do you think about a coalition party? Many people have said, should Peter Obi shelve his ambition, as he was asked to do earlier in 2023? What are your thoughts on this situation?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that whoever advises Peter Obi to shelve his political ambition is doing it at the person's political peril. You can imagine a human being that went into another political party almost 3 months before the election, and he won 12 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. No other candidate won more than 12 states. No other candidate scored up to 25% in FCT. He's the only candidate that got 25% in the whole geopolitical zone. You know what? Peter Obi is the opposition leader.
But he is a part of a coalition right now.
Coalition is not a party. It is a platform to negotiate, to know whether there will be a party. In law, we call it invitation to treat. It's not yet a qualified offer. So it is simply a platform for negotiation. And in politics, dialogue is the acceptable way of achieving compromise and solution. So coalition is simply a platform for negotiation. It is not yet a political party. So you cannot say whether anybody is a member of any coalition.
If it does become a political party?
That's a hypothetical question.
If it does?
Then
we have seen this happen before.
Oh yes.
It started like this.
Absolutely.
And then a party formed.
It is.
Even the ruling party started like this.
As a matter of fact, in a democracy, 2 parties will eventually be dominant. So it is not only advisable, it is desirable. So there's nothing wrong with that. But remember to ask me this question again when it eventually happens. Because now it's a hypothetical question, and I'm always very reluctant to answer hypothetical questions. In law, we call it an academic exercise. When it becomes a life issue, remember to ask me again.
So let's talk a bit about 2023. One of the questions people had about your principal was that he should have shelved his ambition. Put yourself down in the People's Democratic Party. You know, fly Atiku's flag. You may stand a chance. You may not become president, but you might become vice. And the idea really is to take power away from the ruling party. We stand a better chance as opposition if you shelve your ambition and just go under the People's Democratic Party. That conversation is coming up again as we prepare for 2027. You mentioned earlier that anyone who's advising him to do that is doing that at his own peril. So it's a bad idea really for Mr. P2B to do that. But isn't it? Think about it, Mr. Okonkwo. If he's able to, doesn't the opposition stand a better chance of wresting power away from the ruling party if some personal ambitions are put aside for a moment?
Well, it would have been more brilliant if you had just opposed your decision and made it appropriate. You should have been saying, if Atiku Abubakar had shelved his political ambition, and this is exactly why I'm saying this, he has contested for 6 times. Will he continue contesting forever? 2, he's above 70 years. The remaining part of his life is by the act of grace. 3, it is the time of the South by their own constitution, section 73C.
You have seen it for yourself. Now, many may argue that when the PDP was in power, the economy of Nigeria was not this bad, as opposed to Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo's claims. Do you think there are instances where the PDP has demonstrated qualities as a genuine opposition party? I would appreciate you incorporate your different perspectives in the comment section to help give us a more comprehensive understanding of an opposition party's role in Nigerian politics. In conclusion, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo's assertion that the PDP is not qualified to be a strong opposition due to its focus on stomach infrastructure raises important questions about what an opposition party's priority should be. Have the Labour Party taken this role? However, a detailed analysis is necessary to assess the PDP and Labour Party's overall performance as an opposition force. We encourage you to share your thoughts on the topic in the comment section below. Many thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful discussions on the Nigerian politics. Until next time, stay informed. This is Waribo Moses signing out.